Hello guys, my name is BJ Min from HowExpert.com, where we publish short how-to guides on unique topics by everyday experts. And today's everyday expert author her name is Robyn McComb. She's the author of the new book called, hold on a second guys, How to Make Hemp Earrings, a quick guide on hemp jewelry knotting for earrings. And before we get started, let me read a little bio about her. Robyn McComb has been making hemp jewelry since she was 11 years old. After her first macrame bracelet, she was hooked. Since learning the unique craft of knotting hemp jewelry, Robyn has undertaken a lifelong journey of learning new knots and experimenting with new styles of jewelry. When she was 20, she invented hemp earrings after realizing that she never saw them for sale anywhere. She has sold jewelry in stores and has created her own online Etsy business, Robyn's Nest Creations. She has also taught basic hemp jewelry making techniques at her local community college. This is her first book on this specific topic, and I want to let you guys know also, I found her through a freelancing website. We decided to work on this project together. She's also a freelancing author, also another author of 2 additional books on Amazon. So a very high quality writer. One interesting thing, backstory behind this is that here at HowExpert, we strive to hire people on very unique topics. So when we're talking, you know, she mentioned she was into hemp jewelry, but there was tons of books about hemp jewelry. But she mentioned that something about what unique thing inside hemp jewelry can she write about that's not published online before. And she mentioned hemp earrings. Okay. Now I don't know that much about this topic, but just, you know, I just want you guys to know who watches this video for right now and for the future. She is actually the world's first author on this specific topic, hemp earrings. So welcome to this interview, Robyn. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing fantastic. So I'm interested, like, how did you first, there's so much jewelries, right? So much types of jewelries in the world, in the category of jewelries. Yeah. Were you always fascinated by jewelries from a young age, or was it just hemp jewelry?
It started out with beads and very basic beading. And then I started.
Is that the same thing as hemp jewelry, beads, or are that 2 different things?
No, they're different. It's just, you know, putting beads, basically. It's very basic. And, you know, so as a little kid, I would make really basic little bracelets and necklaces. And I wanted to advance up to seed beading, which is like sewing with small seed beads. And I realized that was the most fun.
Seed beads? What is it called?
Seed beading.
That's another type of bead making, jewelry making.
Yes, it is. Okay,
so you first discovered, you were into bead. How old were you when you first discovered the passion for bead making?
I think I was about 5, and somebody got me a little vegetable tails kit, and I made little vegetable tail bracelets.
Right. So 5 years old, you were already interested in that, and you got introduced to that. And then how did you get into hemp jewelry? Like, how did you discover that? What age? Hello? Robyn, can you hear me?
Oh, I'm grateful. Hello, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Continue, please. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, when I was about 11, we had a local Michael's store, and they had jewelry classes, and my parents enrolled me. And through these classes, I learned macrame. That's just something the teacher decided to randomly teach me one day. And I made a bracelet, you know, with the hemp knots that I teach in this book. And after that, you know, I was hooked.
Macrame what is that? Can you explain that to people who may not know what that is?
So macrame of weaving, where you use knots to create things like, you know, jewelry. You can create hammocks. You can create clothes.
Right. Oh, so it's a type. Okay, so hemp jewelry. So you've been doing jewelry for many years over the years, and
yes.
Okay, interesting. Now, how did you get specifically focused on hemp earrings? Like that you mentioned in your bio. It's very interesting that you said you invented hemp earrings. Are you sure about that?
I'm not totally sure. Somebody else may have come up with the idea, but I have never seen hemp earrings for sale anywhere. I've never seen books for them. In the books I have about how to make hemp jewelry, I've never seen instructions for hemp earrings. So in my world, I did invent it. I don't know anyone else who does it.
That is no, honestly, that is very fascinating. So
Thank you.
so hemp jewelry. I'm kind of a newbie, you know. So
Okay.
and I'm sure there are people like me just getting introduced to this. So hemp jewelry is basically mostly for what? Is it necklaces, bracelets?
Yeah.
What is?
Mostly you'll see necklaces, bracelets. You'll see stuff like car charms, you know, and dream catchers. There's a lot of different things you can make with hemp. And
what's the most popular type of hemp jewelry commonly known for? What is it?
I would say a bracelet or a choker.
A bracelet or a choker right here. Okay.
Yeah.
And how old is this hobby in history? Just curious.
Well, you know, I don't know how to answer that for sure, but I know that hemp has been around since the early BCs in Egypt. And I know that in the 1960s, it became really popular with hippies. They loved, you know, hemp jewelry. It was a big fad. You know, it went out of style for a long time, many generations. And then I'd say about 2000 something, you know, the early 2000s, it got back into style.
Early? Oh, so in terms of, it's been a long history in the past, but in the modern times, it started around 2000.
Yeah, I believe the current trend. But yeah, it was really popular in the 60s and 70s.
Why? I'm curious. Why is it called hemp? I mean, it has nothing to do with marijuana or anything, right? I just when I heard about it first, right?
Well, it's interesting. It is a cousin of the marijuana plant, but it's not a plant you can get high off of. It doesn't have the THC, and instead it's harvested for its fibers.
Yeah.
And they're able to make all sorts of things like plastics, textiles, a lot of petroleum-based products they can replace with the oil they get from hemp.
Oh, okay. So I'm just curious, like, okay, obviously you need the materials. Where do you get these materials to do hemp jewelry?
I order them online. At the moment, hemp cultivation is not legal. Yeah.
Is it legal? Is it legal?
It's legal to have hemp. It's legal to own, make, and sell hemp jewelry. It is not legal to grow hemp backyard.
Okay, so you could order these parts mostly online, not in department. It's not really popular in retail stores, though, right?
I find it all the time in Michael's, places like Hobby Lobby. Yeah, a lot of craft stores carry it.
Oh, they carry it too. Okay, that's what are the most popular stores that people in America can go? Michael's. What else? Like Target? No, Michael's is
Walmart, Hobby Lobby, possibly. I'd say Kmart might have it in their crafting section, but I have seen great hemp thread at Walmart, so that'd probably be the best.
Okay, and like for people who are getting introduced to this hobby, what do you recommend is the most recommended best store online for getting materials about hemp jewelry?
Amazon.
Amazon.com.
Yes, sir. Yeah, okay. I get almost from Amazon.
Really? Okay, so is there a specific store in Amazon that you recommend that you go to over and over again that's popular maybe, or doesn't matter?
I don't believe so. I've gotten hemp from a store called Hemptopia.
Hemptopia.
But there's just, you know, if you search hemp on Amazon, you'll see so many sellers. So, you know, I don't have one that I recommend.
And so you buy those parts, and tell us about like the process of making hemp jewelry, or specific. You can also talk about hemp earrings. What's the process? Because I'm not like a artist myself, but I'm fascinated by it. How do you get the idea? What, in a nutshell, what is the process? How to make a product?
Basically, you start with your hemp, and it looks like this. It comes in a skein, and you're going to measure out about a yard of it. And this is how I measure a yard. If you can see, I just stretched it across my chest. Very approximate, but that's okay. And then, you know, I'm going to cut it off here. And then I'm going to do that again so that I have two strings.
Right.
Then I'm going to put the 2 strings together and find the halfway mark and form a loop.
Okay.
And at the top of this loop is where I'm going to put my earring hook. You know, the little
the metal part, right? I don't have an earring, but I can understand.
Yeah, and then after that's attached, I start weaving square knots. And there's other kinds of knots that I cover in my book as well. You can see on my necklace, this is a spiral knot.
Oh, you made that too. You made that too.
Yes, I made this.
Awesome.
And then also, I wanted to show a pair of hemp earrings. This is kind of what you're going to get.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, let's show it, please.
So you can see there's the earring hook on top.
Can you bring it a little higher?
Okay, like that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
So you can see the earring hook on top, and then you can see how I just used knots going down the project. And then you can add fun things like beads and buttons, and I cover that in my book, how to do that.
Awesome. And you can buy all the materials all on Amazon, including the metal stuff.
Yes, you can. And it's very cheap, actually.
You prefer Amazon over retail stores? I'm just curious.
I do, mainly because I live in a pretty rural area. So I'm sure if I was in a big city, I would probably prefer going to a craft store.
But I was assuming even in a big city, like Amazon has everything, you know, more choices.
It does. Yeah. Exactly. And you can find all sorts of colors and, you know, whatever you want on Amazon. And a craft store might.
When did you first have the idea of hemp earrings? That's awesome. Like you're saying you never saw anybody. What age?
I was 20.
Yeah. Okay.
When I came up with it. And I made my first pair. I can't tell you exactly how I thought of the idea. It was kind of a whim. Yeah. I was like, you know what? I wonder if I could make earrings. I know how to make necklaces. Why can't I make earrings?
Absolutely.
So I just started out and, you know, I took an earring hook, put the hemp through it and realized, wow, bam, I have a pair of earrings.
Wow. That's like, I mean, now it seems like, duh, you can do it, right? Everyone could do it. But like,
yeah.
It's funny how no one has been doing that really. You know what I mean?
Not that I have seen.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you mentioned in your bio, I believe, you also sell these, right, on Etsy?
I sell them on Etsy, and I also sell them at farmers markets, Renaissance fairs, and other local festivals in my area.
Yeah, what are some tips for people who want to learn how to make this, but also they want to monetize it too? They want to turn their passion into profit. People don't want to do that. What are some basic tips you will give them? Where do they sell it? You know what I mean? What to do?
Okay, well, my first tip is when you start out, don't rush it. Don't think, oh, I'm going to make tons of money doing this. It needs to be a fun hobby. And as you get really good at it, you know, you'll start making more and more. And when you have a good, at least of each thing, you know, like 20 chokers, 20 earrings, then I would recommend going ahead and contacting your local city hall.
Really?
To find out about like the farmers market, find out about local festivals. Another thing you can do is walk into jewelry stores in your area.
Right.
And be like, hey, you know, would you be willing to sell this on consignment?
Oh, okay.
People will. I've had great luck selling it at, you know, craft stores, at head shops, actually, for, you know, marijuana supplies. They seem to like hemp stuff. And
wait, what kind of shops?
Different places like head shops.
What is head shops?
Yeah, it's where you go to buy pipes and things.
That's okay. That's okay. Whatever works. I want whatever works for people out there to learn from you. Whatever works. Right.
Well, head shops love hemp jewelry, so you could have luck going there. But I, you know, try to keep it classier, so I try to go to more like, you know, unique antique stores, unique jewelry stores, stores with lots of novelties. Yeah. And so usually they'll carry your jewelry. You usually have to provide your own stands. You can order those on Amazon. So I recommend if you want to start selling jewelry, get a couple nice little stands. You need a couple T-bars, and you need like an earring holder.
Okay, cool. It's definitely obvious that you're very passionate about this. Now, one of the things about having a passion, unique passion, you want to find other people like this. Is there like an online community that you recommend that's into hemp jewelry that you frequent, you check out, like a forum or?
No, I don't have an online community. The place where I've had the most socializing with hemp is at a place called Western Traders, which is a bead store where they teach beading lessons. And so I've had, you know, a couple great afternoons making hemp jewelry with other people there.
So is this just in your location? Is this all over the United States? This place, Western, yeah, this place.
I believe it's just in my location, but you can find similar places in your area. You know, look up beading classes, and that'll probably show you a local shop where you can do that, you know, where people share a passion for jewelry.
Is there other type of unique hemp jewelry, just like hemp earrings, that you've seen other artists do? Maybe it's not earring, but something different?
You know what? I've seen one of the coolest things ever. It was a guy, car review mirror charms and like decor for your house.
Right.
And so he would make really cool stuff. He would make, you know, all sorts of stuff, and there would be a big round circle on your wall. Had lots of adornments and tassels.
So the ideas are limitless using this material. You can create all kinds of stuff, not just, you know, earrings or, you know, what jewelry. It's just it's endless. Yeah. Man, that's pretty interesting that you were the first one to really do this. And I'm sure on Etsy, there's not a lot of people selling earrings, right? Just you.
I haven't found them on Etsy, but maybe now we'll start seeing a trend.
Yeah, that's okay. You're the first innovative one. You're the trailblazer, you know? So, like, what's your store? I want people to know about your store, too. So if they want to know on Etsy.
So, like my biographical story?
No, how can they search for your products on Etsy?
Okay, look up Robyn's Nest Creations. That's spelled ROBYN NEST, and then Creations.
Awesome. Is that your favorite online place to sell? If there's one, if you have to pick your jewelry.
It would be a problem with Etsy that some people might have is that, one, it's completely flooded. I mean, there's just so many sellers on there. I haven't done very well selling on there. So you really have to market yourself. Gotcha. And on sale. If you really, you have to be marketing yourself, doing videos like this, you have it out there. And also, some people might have luck selling on Amazon. I've never tried that.
Ooh.
But it's definitely possible to create an Amazon seller account and post your jewelry on there.
That's an interesting idea. Sell on Amazon as well, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you do this all by yourself, or do you have a team? Do you just custom made?
No, I do it all by myself.
Oh, awesome. But okay, that's fascinating. It's called Robyn's Nest Creations on Etsy business. So if you guys are interested in specifically hemp earrings by the innovator, go check out Robyn's Nest Creations. Okay. Also, like, she's I saw one, you guys, you know, she's also an author of 2 additional books on Amazon. That's pretty impressive. The #1 rule of happiness: talking to you is my paradise. So she's already an established author. That's awesome. So that's, oh yeah, by the way, I had a question. You mentioned you got 790 in your SAT score for verbal?
Yes. For my
that's almost perfect score, guys. 790 out of 800. Great writer. So if you guys are interested in freelancing, go check her out too on Upwork.com and LinkedIn. I'll make sure to provide a link below the video. Okay. That's pretty much. Oh yeah, one last thing. What final advice? Oh, maybe a quick little summary of your book from your own words about this book. Okay. Please give me that. A couple more questions.
So basically, a good summary of the book is I start out telling you how to find hemp thread, and like, you know, we talked about Amazon. From there, I tell you how to start your project, how to measure out your thread, how to attach your earring hooks. Then I show you the basic knots you need to know to make a pretty pair of earrings. Then I go over how to add beads or buttons, whichever you choose. Mm-hmm. I give you some ideas for jewelry that you can start if you don't have any ideas of your own. And then I show you how to finish off the piece and cut off the excess. And then I also give some tips on marketing and how to give it as a gift and how to kind of grow a business. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always fascinated by unique topics. So yeah, it's generally I'm interested as well as curious about this. So that's cool. Any final piece of advice for other people? Last question, like final piece of advice to maybe your younger self to become the best you can be in this topic of hemp jewelry making, to accelerate your growth. Maybe your younger self. There's people out there who are beginners out there.
Well, when I was younger, I think I could have done more. I could have been more prolific and spent more time making jewelry and more time building an online presence. So for people who are just now starting, maybe you should focus more on that. For me, I spent the longest time just making it a hobby before I realized I could sell it. And I went to a festival over a couple $100 just selling my jewelry. So I got really excited and I was like, ooh, I can finally sell this. It took me a while to reach that. And you need to start out deciding if this is a hobby or if you would like to make money with it. And if you want to make money with it, you need to really dedicate time to that. You need to set aside a couple hours every day, pieces. You need to really market yourself.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Definitely get out there.
Absolutely. This is good advice. And as a business owner myself, I want to acknowledge you. One thing that you have right now, I want to acknowledge you, and also other people out there who want to, build a business. You have to be unique. Okay. What's awesome about Robyn, just from a business, as an entrepreneur myself, like she mentioned, there's so many people selling on Etsy, right? But if you just stay in your lane and you have your unique selling point, this is marketing 101. Like if you can emphasize, hey, there's a lot of jewelry makers about hemp jewelry, but I'm the first in hemp earrings, No, yeah. I'm serious. As an entrepreneur, this is something powerful, because even though it may seem like small niche, and you're like, oh, not everyone's you're the first one. You're the only one. There's people around Google searching for hemp earrings out there. You'll be the first one to be seen, So
that's a good point.
You need to be unique. Find your uniqueness and go for it all the way,
Yeah, and don't be afraid, That's another piece of advice I have. You might be scared, oh, if I try this weird thing with my jewelry, will anybody buy it? Will it even work out and look nice? Don't worry about that. Just make the piece and try to sell it. There might be somebody out there who likes it.
Yeah, and even if they don't buy it, that's the process of being an artist. You create because it's inside of you. You want to express yourself, right? And go out there and do it. So, Robyn, I appreciate you. It was a great conversation talking to you and connecting with you here. I appreciate you for being on this interview. Thank you. All right. Take care.